Just to start off here, are House Republicans headed for a recess without a resolution on releasing the Epstein files?
Well, we got the resolution that we have. It just hadn't been, the leadership didn't want to release it to start the time frame, but we would have rather seen it released. But it's going to come out in time, and the resolution covers everything about, making sure disclosure takes place. President Trump has advocated for the Judicial Department to release things. So it's going to come out. And the Democrats, had amendment after amendment, and it was just a grandstanding effort by them to highlight something. They think it's a wedge issue, and they think that the public is interested, and they are, and it's going to come out. But where were the Democrats 4 years ago?
Well, but I guess I'm, Congressman, trying to figure out where the sunlight is, where the daylight is between Democrats and Republicans here. We've got so many folks, especially those in the MAGA community as well, asking, what's the rush to get home here? Why not release the files? Who are you trying to protect?
Not trying to protect anybody. The files are going to come out. Resolution has been made. It hadn't been released, but it will be. And the 30-day timeline is in there. And if this had been a bill, the Democrats kept saying, well, this needs to be a bill. It would have to go through the Senate. You're talking about 2 or 3 months at best. And as far as the recess, we're a day early, possibly 2 days early. We need to be in the district, and we need to hear from our constituency. And the Epstein files, the public wants released, and it will be. There's nothing that's going to be hid here.
Well, to build off of this, we mentioned that the House Oversight is looking to subpoena Maxwell. This is an effort being led by one of your fellow House Freedom Caucus members, Tim Burchett. I'm wondering, when you are hearing from constituents about the release of these files, what would you need to learn from her testimony? What questions do you still have in specific?
She needs to come clean on everything. Look, we're talking about something that transcends politics. When you have 13, 14, 15-year-old girls that were abused, this transcends politics, and it all ought to be out there so that it doesn't happen again. I mean, it's happening, but this is such a publicized case, particularly with the way he died. A lot of people question that. And but I think it's all going to come out. Maybe not as fast as people want it, but it takes time to get these files. It takes time to redact those innocent victims who don't want their names released. They're part of no legal action. And I met one in the hallway that were in tears, that were trafficked years ago. And so, again, the public's going to get what they want, as they should. Transparency is the name of the game. It'll be out there.
There have been some allegations that the Speaker is trying to protect the President of the United States himself, Congressman. Have you had any assurances that Donald Trump's name is not on any client list or anywhere else in the Epstein files?
Well, first of all, the Speaker is not protecting the President. He's not protecting anybody else. Let the files speak for themselves. And again, it lay dormant under the Biden administration. But now, and rightfully so, the public has a right to know. Transparency will be made. And look, the American people will render judgment if they suspect that things aren't released in due time. But I think they will be, and I think let the evidence point to whatever it will, and that's how it ought to be, and I think that's how it will be.
Including the President of the United States himself.
The President's not holding up anything. President Trump is not delaying anything. He's not withholding information. He's released the Justice Department to release everything, and that's what will be out there. And Democrats want to make an issue of it, which is fine. It's politics, but I would just say this transcends politics.
All right, Congressman, in the final few minutes we have with you, we also want to get to some other recent news. Last week, of course, we saw the passage of that rescissions package. It is our understanding it's the first of many. The administration had said that it was a trial. Can you tell us what's on the chopping block when it comes to future funding down the road?
Sure. I hope the Department of Education is one of them. We've seen some of the line items. That budget for the last 5 years has increased 559%. It's close to a fourth of the budget now, $270 billion. Some of the rescissions on the DEI particularly amount to a lot of money. Some of the contracts that shouldn't have been made are going to be made public, and then we'll vote on it. We ought to have to vote on every rescission every rescission that puts money back in the taxpayers' coffers. And this is just one of many agencies, I think, those on Social Security who are 200 years old and who are getting a check. Everything ought to be investigated, and I credit Elon Musk for identifying it and having the bandwidth to make the facts public.
I know you need to run in a moment here, Congressman, but we've heard from a lot of angry Democrats about the last rescissions package, and they say you're not going to have a partner when it comes to budgeting the next fiscal year if you're willing to claw back already approved funds. Are you worried about a shutdown if Democrats do not take part in the budgeting process after September 30th?
Well, we haven't gotten any votes from Democrats on any tight cuts, nor have they led when they had power. They believe in bigger government, more spending, and it's got this country in a bind, and now we're on the right track, and I don't expect to get their support. We hadn't been there yet, and I don't expect it down the line.
Well, don't you need their support to keep the government open?
If they shut it down, it'll be on their call, on their watch. If that's what they want, then let them do it.